The devil are you? Look, Halloween is coming, and if you are a member of Standing for Women, you will get access to our preview. And if you're not, this is what you're missing. Wow. Hi. So sorry that I'm late. Anyway, if you want access to our preview, you will have to become a member of Standing for Women. We've got so many exciting things going on with that particular organization. In fact, way across everything that we do. I can't tell you that yet, but it's wonderful, it's significant, and it's going to make a whole world of difference. Anyway, I want to talk about rainbows. I want to talk about that boot. So Stephen Whittle, the woman, I'm pretty sure decided that being a lesbian was too tough, so she thought she'd pretend to be a man, and have some kids, gaslight, etc. Um, I don't. I'm just going to do that. Okay. Right. Oh, I can't do it. 1 second. I've no idea what the shouty things in the chat are. I can't read them quick enough to know whether or not I should get rid of them. Anyway, let's talk about the rainbow. So Stephen Whittle finds a sticker. Stephen Whittle, who thinks penises should be in the changing rooms with my daughter, finds a sticker, and what she says is that she felt oppressed because you can't even walk these days without seeing some words like, I don't know, woman, with a very clear message that the rainbow flag, the rainbow as a symbol, the rainbow as an organization, the whole rainbow. Let's face it, the people in the mob in New Zealand with a rainbow friendly family, whatever they were called, but rainbow. We are all supposed to think this rainbow is something wonderful. Well, I'm telling you now, when I see the rainbow, and I don't care who is offended by this, I genuinely don't care. It's not going to prevent me from feeling this way. And I'm not going to start saying that I don't feel a certain way just in case somebody gets upset. But the rainbow is now, for me, not just a progress flag. I mean the rainbow flag, the pride flag. It's not always a progress flag that's flown. It's pride colours and pride lanyards, right? And when I see those things, it doesn't make me feel very safe. When I go to a hospital and there's a pride flag of whatever carnation, I feel, whatever incarnation, I feel that me as a woman is unimportant, that the feelings that I have to privacy is not important. Otherwise, what is it for? What is the pride flag actually for today in the United Kingdom? What's it for? Submissive? Surrender? It's not for gay rights. Absolutely not for gay rights. Because when there was a time to fight for gay rights, people weren't, it wasn't fashionable to fly a gay pride flag when actually gay rights needed addressing in this country. So, what's it for? It's to tell you to shut up, women. It's a corporate takeover of our moral compass. It's basically saying that women are not important, that we don't deserve spaces, that we should be supporting sterilizing children, that we should support our daughters losing their right to single-sex spaces in school. That's what it's for. I see it as a sign of terror. I feel that I'm not going to be listened to. I feel that if I were to say in a place completely covered in rainbow flags, a woman is an adult human female, that little nugget of truth, If I were to say that in that place, I would be made to feel very uncomfortable. So it's a perfect the boot crushing women and women breaking in two and being crushed and damaged and obliterated by that rainbow boot, I think is perfect for me. Thanks very much. And if you don't like it, I don't care. If you don't like it, tough. You should have left a long time ago. Before they told you that they hated you, if you're part of the rainbow flag family, you should have left a long time ago. You should have taken that flag for your own, but you didn't. And I know there's loads of people who feel um, horrendous for it, but there's loads of lesbian, bisexual, and gay men who actually think that the rainbow still stands for them, who actually are active in their support of men in women's spaces. Look at Stephen Whittle. She's a lesbian. She totally supports men in women's spaces. It just annoys me that I'm supposed to what? I'm supposed to have allegiance to what now? To a flag that's never represented me. It's just not gonna happen. It's just absolutely not gonna happen. Um, I don't look, I am totally as a mother of 4 children, right? And you have no idea when your children are born, whether or not your children will grow up to be homosexual, bisexual, or straight. You have no idea. So it'd be quite stupid having children having prejudicial views against somebody for their sexual orientation. That would be ridiculous because you are going to be tested on your prejudice as a parent. So it's never concerned me at all. It's never worried me at all. I've never been remotely curious. I've never attributed certain behaviors to my children, whether, something that my sons do is effeminate or gay, or something my daughter does is masculine or makes her a lesbian. It's never concerned me at all. I just don't have, it's just not part of something that I worry about my children. Never has been. But do I need to go around telling people that I'm an ally? I just feel like the only people that need to say I'm an ally are people that are homophobes or have been homophobic. Because otherwise, why do you need to say it? I don't go around saying I'm against paedophilia. I think it's perfectly normal as a rational, sensible human being who has compassion for others. I think it's perfectly normal not to be prejudiced. I think it's perfectly normal not to think that somebody is lesser because they're a different race or a different nationality or a different sexuality to you. It doesn't even enter my head. So I've never felt the need to say I'm an ally. It doesn't mean anything anyway. Um, so it just gets a bit much. Um, when there's this, just because you don't say something, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Just because you don't say something, it doesn't mean it's not important to you. Or just because you don't say that you're opposed to something, it doesn't mean you're for it. It's just totally nuts. Oh, Sammy says, happy birthday, Louise. Oh, fantastic. Can't. I'm trying to do Miss Sheffield now. If you want to come, I'm gonna do it terrible. Anyway, Louise, happy birthday. You are literally one of my most favorite people on this beautiful earth. Um anyway, you interrupted my train of thought, Sammy. But yes, happy birthday to Louise. She is an absolute wonder. She comes to Speaker's Corner, she travels down, she's um she's pretty special. So yeah, if you haven't been to Speaker's Corner, you have to come and see her. Um and then people are saying happy birthday to Louise. So I hope you're watching, Louise. Well, I hope you're actually doing something else. Look, I d- I don't think no, I'm not Peter Tatchell. I am totally against. anything to do with paedophilia. But it's not something I don't need to say I'm anti-paedophile. I think normal, rational human beings are totally opposed to anyone above the age of consent having sex with children. I think it's quite a scandal. But anyway, um, look, we've got some massive events coming up. We've got Ireland, there's New Zealand, and then we are thinking of doing Liverpool and Leeds. Can't tell you when, but they will be arranged, and we know how much the Northern TRAs love us. The threats. Look, there's the threat levels are quite high apparently, um, everywhere. But Dublin, where it's an expense. Let's just say it's an expensive event. It's the most expensive event I've done in Europe. But I'm so excited. So if you're umming and eyeing about whether or not to come, you must come. You absolutely must. You have to start being a face. I sometimes sit there and think we literally are in a point in our lives where it's difficult to just speak the truth, like really difficult to just speak the truth. Um, like especially for our kids. There's another school today that's gone all gender neutral with its toilets or unisex with its toilets. And my kids went to a school here. They had unisex toilets. They went to girls and boys after the age of 8, but there's just it's just insane. It just really is absolutely mad that we have this um thing where we're supposed to not recognize biological sex. I mean, Ash Sarkor, she was talking about that the bully XL bully dogs or bully X dogs or whatever they are, quite aggressive dogs, and she was saying she was scared of them because she didn't know which one of them were well trained. She didn't know which one of those dogs would not hurt her. She didn't know which one of those dogs wouldn't hurt her. Like men. Crazy. Um, Look, you have to come out. You just have to start doing it. If you like what we do here, we're not asking you just to donate money, although I would like some. What we say to you is be the billboard. Be part of this campaign. Be part of this. We're not compromising. We're not asking you to compromise on language. We're not doing halfway anything. That's not what we do here. We do proper, simple truth. No compromises. We know others do, and maybe that's their strategy. We've just always felt that the truth is the most effective way to combat lies. We just felt that the truth and honesty is the best way to combat deceit. We just think speaking aloud with direct language is the best way to combat covert, nasty, pernicious silence, backroom dealings that have led to this absolute nightmare. So that's what we do here. We basically we give you a place to hear the truth. And then what we do is we ask each and every one of you, come and be counted. Come and stand up. Come to our events. Come and be counted. That's what happens when you buy a t-shirt, when you buy some stickers. You enable us to go and get women out of their houses, out of behind a keyboard, to come and actually say the things that they are absolutely desperate to say. Back in, like, Hannah Barnes recently released a book, and I think she's kind of mentions, although not really, the fact that the changes that she was able to report on, the Cass report, all of that started in that room on that day at the House of Lords. Did a talk called First Do No Harm. And you had Lord Lewis Moody, Tanny Grace Thompson actually came in the room. But it was the first breaking into that place to talk about what was being done to children. That's what it does. It creates conversations, not just amongst the general public, which then change the mood of the country, which then means that politicians like Keir Starmer will say that they know a woman is an adult human female or an adult female, whatever he did to try and pretend that he wasn't talking about the things that we say here. So that's what we do. So in that room, there were professors of general practice, there was an endocrinologist, there was a parents group, there was an advocacy group for watchful waiting. There were some other people who weren't quite brave enough to actually speak in public, who now are speaking in public, who I will not name. There was the lawyer there, who then went on to represent Susan Evans and Kira Bell. And we know that Kira Bell's story actually made shockwaves throughout the world. It was mentioned in Congress, it was mentioned in Australian Parliament. So that's what we're talking about. That's what this campaign does. We're not a different campaign group. This is what we do. We create conversations in your homes. We create media stories, and we ensure that people in power start talking about this issue, and that's what we've done. That the differences in what's happened to children attending the Tavistock. I'm not saying everything was down to that meeting, of course not. There's been some incredible activist groups and advocate groups behind the scenes talking, but we certainly broke the dam that day. And so that's what this campaign does. Like, in the fullness of time, we'll be able to tell you more of the things that we have influenced here, because most of the things are still behind closed doors to protect the conversations being had. So, it's this is why we want you to be the billboard, because then we can do more to reach people to make sure that this stops. Like, we've been talking with researchers to do a full campaign, finding out just how many schools in the country don't have any single sex toilets. We've been in talks for weeks about this. And so that's something that we're going to be doing. But, like, I'm so pleased that some of the changes that have happened, but it's all too slow for me. And the only way we get quicker is by having more funds. The only way we get this job done more swiftly, and we make sure that no girl has to go into a pig-in toilet anywhere in this country and find a grown man or a boy next to her. Anyway, right, my voice is going. So, if you can come out, stand to be counted, even though you're clearly afraid, then I promise we will win. If you, I'm going to find, I've got news on the Party of Women, but I can't share that yet. If you can keep going, even though it's slow and painful and irritating, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Because I never lose.